Hey, what's up, y'all? Thank you for checking out another one of my videos. Or if it's your first, I appreciate that too. In this video, I'm going to talk about some ways that we can block information, wrong information, artificial information from entering inside of our bodies and confusing us and confusing our biology and tearing away at our personality, tearing away at our physical well-being. And I'm also going to talk about some ways that we can prevent this when we're in artificial environments and we can't escape it, and how to gradually reduce the amount of garbage light that comes into our bodies, and how to do this in a way that mimics the natural progression of a day. Think about it. How often have you ever experienced a full day, through your eyes? How often have you just seen a full day just progress right in front of your eyes? Many of us probably can't remember the last time we've just seen natural light coming through our eyes for an entire day. And if you experience this on a regular basis, this is real magical. Some really cool things can happen, and it changes you, and it gives you a lot of your personality back, and to me, it makes you a better person. It raises your consciousness, and it just does all kinds of wonderful things to you. Oftentimes I talk about sungazing in my videos. And why do I sungaze? I sungaze so that I can sync my biology with the universe, and also get the proper information from the universe. Light is information, and this is one way I communicate with the universe. Do I have to sungaze? No, I don't have to, but I want the strong signal. Do I know how much is too much? No, not really, but I've been doing it long enough where I kind of know my limits a little bit, and a lot of it is experimental. So, keep that in mind when, you check out my videos. All right, I guess before I go any further, I need to talk about artificial light, specifically the blue spectrum that we're exposed to all the time, because we spend a lot of our life indoors, and we use the blue spectrum light, and this is what we see all the time. This is our daylight, and that one spectrum, it has certain jobs, but the other spectrums have jobs too, and they all work together, and they're like a full course meal if you want to compare it to food. So I guess in order to help this make more sense to you, I would like for you to take a look at this for a moment. Just a second. Okay, take a look at this. This is a picture of the electromagnetic light spectrum. And as you can see, if you look here, this is the spectrum of light that we as human beings are able to see. This is the visible spectrum of light. And if you look over here, this is the UV portion of light, and here this is the infrared portion of light. And all these different spectrums of light carry different functions in delivering information to us. They all have different effects on our feelings, our intuitions, and just basically just how we function, how we power our bodies, and just perceive the world. Okay, if you look over here, this is the blue spectrum. The blue spectrum is the spectrum of light that we're exposed to all day, every day, when we live in indoor existence and when we're staring at our computer screens and TV screens, cell phones, and things like this. And when we see this, we are receiving that information through our eyes, telling us that particular type of information, like the blue, the blue spectrum. Like if we're just getting pure blue, we're getting just purely that information, purely that wisdom that the blue spectrum brings to us. But we shouldn't be getting just the blue. We should be getting the full diet of light from the sun in its natural state, the real information. Like doing this over time, or even not even just over time, but just anytime you expose yourself to just this one spectrum, which under artificial conditions, it carries 4 times the energy of what's in the sun. So you're getting 4 times the amount of false. You're getting 4 times the amount of false information to your body. Like the sun, you get all this information, and it's all together. It's all in one. It's all in nature's package, just the way nature intended it for us. But when you just deal with the blue, it gives you like the false signal, and it's 4 times as strong as what's in the sun. So this is throwing your system off balance. It's throwing your intuition off balance. And it's really distorting reality for you. And it does a lot of things that are detrimental to our biology, but I guess I would need a whole other video just to cover just a small amount of the information that's available to us about the detrimental effects of blue spectrum light. But you can Google it, and there's tons of information that explains like the detriment that it causes to us as people. And a lot of people aren't really aware of it, but they should be. All right, here's another thing I'd like to talk about. Here, if you look at this is a picture of an eyeball. And here's like one thing that the blue spectrum light does to our eyeball. If you look here, like the focal point of light is not on the retina like it should be. It's in front of the retina. And over time, this causes the eyeball to change shape. And when it changes shape, it distorts how the eyeball senses light, how the eyeball senses information. So you're getting a distorted signal, and a lot of this is caused by excessive amounts of blue spectrum light. And I guess I'll throw a little bit of physics at you. Blue spectrum light bends the most, and red spectrum light bends the least. So if you're getting sunshine, full spectrum sunshine, which is mostly red spectrum light, then the red spectrum light reaches, it goes further than blue, because the blue bends the most. Okay, so just like what it does to the eyeball should be like a big eye opener for us, like how bad it is for us. Like a lot of like health and a lot of our biological functions and how we make hormones and how we power our body, it begins in the eye. The eye is really important. The eye has lots of unknown functions and we just kind of take the eye for granted. We think it's just a camera to help us see, but it does so much more. Okay, so I'll show you another thing. All right, take a look at this. I know a lot of you may already be familiar with some of this stuff, but I'm going over it because some people may not know. Here are the different spectrums of light. The different spectrums of light, they vary in the wavelength, the frequency, and the the photonic energy. And there's probably other metrics that vary within light because it does so many things that we aren't aware of. But I'm using this as reference because a lot of us are aware of this. And I mentioned to you before, like each type of spectrum affects like our different feelings, our different emotions, and things like this. And I personally believe that like these different spectrums of light are connected to like astrological energies that we get from the sun, which is also affected by the other heavenly bodies that have a relationship with the sun, and they affect how we interact with one another and how we think and what we do every day. Okay, so all right, that's enough of that. And now I'll talk about like how I control like how much false information goes into my body and how to mitigate some of it. I mean, you can't mitigate all of it, but there are some things you can do, and I'm going to talk about like what I do and just one thing that I do to help me. And of course it doesn't fix everything, but it's a very big step in the right direction, and I've had dramatic results I have from utilizing this and controlling like the junk information that comes into my body. And if you take just a moment, I'll see you on the other side. Just a second. Nice to see you again. Okay, so what do I do? How do I control like the information that goes into my body? Well, the information also, it goes through your skin, it goes through your stomach, it goes through all of your body. Whatever environment that you're in, you're absorbing everything. You're absorbing the sounds. Like I'll talk about sounds in the future, like how they affect us mentally, spiritually, physically. I'll go into that later. Got to kind of read up on it a little bit. But, just our environment is constantly sending us information. We're constantly absorbing information. And my thing, I want to absorb as much real information as I can. And one of the main pathways that we absorb information is the light going through our eyes. It also goes through our skin and a lot of other places, but I'm going to focus on the eyes. And what I'm going to talk about, which is what I use to control the junk light going through my eye, is I use like different glasses. And I have 4 pair of glasses. I kind of talk about them and tell what they do, what they mean to me, and my experiences with them. Okay. All right. If you look at these are just clear glasses. They're blue blocking lenses. They block most of the blue light. They were pretty expensive, and I kind of regret getting them because I don't really use them that much. But they block most of the blue light, but they don't block the intensity because they're clear. But they do block a lot of the blue light, and I rarely use these. Okay, another pair of glasses. Here's another pair of glasses that I use, and it's probably difficult to see, but these are yellow lenses. These block a huge portion of the blue light, and they also block a lot of the intensity of it. So they're kind of like sunglasses. And again, I only use these glasses inside. I never wear glasses outside because I want full information coming through my eyes. And like if you wear glasses outside, you're blocking real information from coming inside of your body. So you're blocking real food for the soul, food for the spirit from coming in your body if you're wearing glasses. Even if your glasses are prescription, you're still blocking the heavenly information that guides us, that controls us, that we really need. Okay, so I use these usually early part of the day when I'm inside of a building, like when the sun's still out and I'm inside of a building. I'm under artificial lighting conditions. look at these are orange, and they block almost all of the blue spectrum light from coming into my body, coming through my eyes. And these, I usually wear these like around the time when the sun's starting to set, when it's just starting to get dark. I even wear them probably an hour or sometimes an hour or two after it gets dark. And it's pretty good at helping my body shut down and prepare to go to sleep. And like when I first started using these, I had like dramatic effects on, like I was sleeping much earlier, and my sleep was a lot better. This was a big game changer for me in helping me sleep better and just recover from having a more regenerative sleep. And for a while, I wore these like after dark when I'm inside. But now I have something even stronger that blocks not only the blue spectrum, which prevents the body from properly shutting down at the time when it's supposed to be shutting down, but there's also other spectrums that prevent the body from shutting down. For like, there's the blue spectrum and there's the green spectrum, and even the other spectrums, they'll interfere with that also. But the biggest one, the most important one that I block is the blue spectrum, because we get way too much of it. We get 4 times the amount that is present in the sun, and we're getting it all day long. And it's just evaporating your personality, evaporating your spiritual and intuitive connection with the universe, and just your health. And the last pair of glasses I'll talk about. If you look at these are red glasses. These block almost all the frequencies of light that interfere with sleeping and your body shutting down. And these were another big game changer for me once I introduced these into my toolbox of things to help prevent garbage information from coming into my body, particularly through my eyes. And I mentioned before, the orange glasses, they really helped me get better sleep. But once I started introducing these, I started dreaming almost every night. And I've made videos before, like about what I feel a dream is. To me, a dream is like a psychic connection, a spiritual connection with the universe. The universe is talking to you. The universe is communicating with you, and it's giving you valuable information. And dreams are also a sign, that you're getting a more regenerative sleep. Like you're getting more REM sleep. You dream during REM sleep. REM sleep is the most regenerative sleep. So if you're dreaming more, you're regenerating better. And of course, you're getting more of this divine information that comes from the universe that we get as we dream. I've made dream videos. I've made one dream video, and I'm gonna make more. So please check that out to understand where I'm coming from with this. Okay. All right. So I just talked about like blocking artificial light, and don't get it confused. Like, you don't want to block the real information. You don't want to block the real light from the sun for coming into your body when you're outside. Sunglasses are, to me, just for fashion. Like sunglasses, actually wearing them outside in the sunlight is just for fashion. You're actually blocking information from coming inside of you. And if you think you need sunglasses, you think they're essential to your health, it's probably because you never go outside and your body's just not accustomed to like real stuff. You're probably so just brainwashed and stuck into your routine that you begin to think that it's unhealthy to block like the real message from the universe. But how can nature be wrong? Like, how can you, like, I mean, what's the logic in blocking something that we evolved from like, since forever, for what they say millions of years we've been around? Like, how can the sun be bad? Like I just mentioned to you, like, about like how the blue light distorts like the information. It distorts like how the eyeball is shaped, and that affects like how we power our bodies. Like if the eyeball changes shape, then like the focal point of light changes, and like the focal point of light is my belief that the focal point of light is where like a lot of the energy that we get through sun gazing or through just seeing normal natural sunlight. I think that focal point is the point where the light condenses and the energy is absorbed into the body through the optic nerve. That's my strong belief about that. And it is also my belief that like you want your machinery, your biological technology to be working at its best to receive the energy, receive the signal, so that we can be at our best. We have super intense intuition. We're very in touch with our feelings, our emotions. We know who we are. We're in tune with our psychic connections with the universe and our psychic connections with one another. All right, so I hope you learned something from this video. And honestly, you don't need any. I just showed you like all these glasses, fancy glasses and stuff. You don't need any of this. Really, you just need to connect with nature. But we're so disconnected. So I'm showing you an artificial way to get some of that back, or just block like some of these things that this modern lifestyle, that this modern culture that we have is just robbing us of. So I hope that you learned a lot from my video. I hope that you took something from it. Your comments are welcome. If you have anything to add, anything to teach me, you know some things, please drop it in the comment section below. Please like, subscribe, comment, browse my channel. I really appreciate anything that you have to offer me, or even questions. Your questions trigger other questions, and they really challenge me to try to find answers. If I don't know the answer like at that moment, like it makes me better. Like I really love the questions. Like even if I don't come up with the answer, my quest for the answer will just really make me better and make me more determined to know what I do not know. So thank you so much. I'll see you in the future. I really appreciate you tuning in. I love you. Love yourself. And I'll see you next time. I'm out.